Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. I hope you all have had a great week so far, great start to the weekend. I had a happy 4th of July celebration. As always, my WCNC Charlotte team was amazing and let me be off for a few days to spend time with my family and my nephew Will. So that was wonderful. Hopefully, you all had the opportunity to do so too. But now that I'm back, it feels like I brought the Florida humidity with me. It is completely we are just drenched in heat and humidity today. This is the air you can wear. We have uncomfortable and oppressive dew points for everybody, even up toward the mountains, stickier than normal, and even a little bit of a mix of the miserable. That's anytime you get dew points above about 74 or so. Highest I've seen so far this morning, I believe, was Shira earlier was 75, which is literally disgusting and miserable dew point. So it is going to feel hot. It is going to feel humid. But we're not going to see quite as hot temperatures compared to what we had yesterday, which I will think will keep us in the top five hottest days of the year so far, but not necessarily breaking the top one, which actually was yesterday. Our high temperature reached 95 degrees. With the increase in humidity today, we do have a decent amount of cloud cover so far around, and some of that has been high cloud cover that made for a really, really vibrant sunrise this morning. And I think our sunset will be really vibrant too. Anytime you have high clouds, essentially the sun's rays reflect off of the tiny ice crystals in them, and that allows for an overall pretty nice start to the day and into the day at least, as you're not tracking storms, which we're not tracking any out there right now. And I actually think our rain chances today will be pretty few and far between, so I'm not really concerned about that as we enter the second half of the day. Anytime that we are hot and humid, though, we know that typically you can see an isolated shower or storm too, but it's not going to be widespread. Here's a quick look at the hottest days of the year so far. Again, yesterday, the 7th, was the hottest, but pretty much all of these happening in the last week or so. Good morning, Joy. Hopefully, you're having a great day so far. Temps this afternoon, about 93. So would be top five, but not necessarily breaking that 95 yesterday. Again, low in rain chances. I think the biggest thing today will be the fact that it is so warm and humid. Last weekend was the first really hot and humid weekend we'd had so far of the year. And this is the second weekend we've had it, but the first where we've had so many activities going on, like Charlotte FC, Charlotte Knights, of course, the Kannapolis Cannonballers too. So I encourage folks who are maybe tailgating to make sure you are staying, hydrated, keeping the shade, sunscreen, sunglasses, all that good stuff, as it is going to be very warm and muggy as you are out and about later on today. Eventually, the temperature will start to drop off, and so will the rain chances as we enter the second half of the evening, and of course, sunset, which is right around 8:41 this evening. Rain chances seriously are very few and far between today. I actually think our better chances for rain and storms will be east of us, over toward the Raleigh area, especially. Most of that activity does look to wrap up, if anything, again around 8 o'clock. So I'm not really concerned about the Charlotte FC match at Bank of America Stadium. I believe Bank of America's policy off the top of my head is 8 mile with an 8 mile radius, which is pretty typical. 8 to 10 miles is pretty normal. So just fingers crossed that any storms that do develop won't happen anywhere near there. We'll of course be tracking those live for you on WCNC Charlotte, and we'll let you know if there are any storms in that vicinity that you do need to be aware of. Other than that, we see more clouds to kick off tomorrow morning, and I do think a few morning storms will be a possibility, but the better coverage will definitely be tomorrow afternoon, evening. More cloud cover will allow for temperatures to be not quite as hot. We'll be in the upper 80s to near 90, but still plenty of lift in the atmosphere as we're tracking an approaching cold front to get some of those strong to even severe thunderstorms. Good morning, Daniel. Hopefully, you're having a great day so far. And what's interesting about tomorrow is that some of these storms I think could linger even into early Monday morning, which could impact the morning commute on Monday. So I would definitely make sure you're keeping a close eye on the forecast. And again, just staying weather aware. Great tool to have, of course, is always having the WCNC Charlotte mobile app. Tomorrow's chance for strong to severe storms will be primarily along and east of I-77. Primary impacts, gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and some small hail. So this is a pretty typical thunderstorm outlook to what we see during the summertime, but it'll be largely driven by that cold front. So I think that that will be a kind of an added change, is that because of the added cold front, we definitely will have some of those storms lingering into Monday morning. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, Carl. I hope you're having a great day. Eventually, Monday afternoon and evening, that risk does shift a little bit further south of the Charlotte area and into the southern portions of Georgia, southern South Carolina, and coastal North Carolina, and well away from the Queen City. And that'll actually set us up for a pretty nice Tuesday and Wednesday for the upcoming week. So, what does that mean for us? Well, today, still hot and humid, 99 the forecasted highest heat index value, but some spots could get into the triple digits. Tomorrow, we're a little bit lower in that aspect. We're still humid, just the temperature won't be quite as warm. But you'll notice Monday, we don't have much of a heat index and a very minimal heat index for Tuesday, Wednesday. That's because after that frontal boundary pushes through, we do have some slightly drier air mixing in. Now, when I say drier, I'm talking like the 60s, lower 60s, in fact, versus, the 40s and 50s, like when I talk drier air in the middle part of the spring. But still, this is pretty abnormal for this time of year and will make for some drier days and slightly more comfortable days next week, even when we're in the 90s. Good morning, Robert, and thank you for the compliment. That's very sweet. Um, so, quick wrap up of the 7-day forecast. We will do a stream tomorrow to kind of talk the nitty gritty on that risk for strong to severe storms, have a better idea on exact timing and intensity here. But today, very low in rain chances, only a 20% chance, 93, heat index close to 100. Tomorrow, better coverage of storms in the afternoon and evening. We will wrap a lot of that activity up by Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, probably the best days to get outside for the upcoming week. Again, it'll be slightly drier. Temperatures, though, still hot in the lower 90s before we bring back in the humidity by next Friday and into next weekend. I don't see a lot of support for a widespread flooding risk, but we have seen kind of a trend over the past few days of any times you get one of those downpours that kind of sits over the same area with not a lot of movement in the wind, we can see some localized flooding. So make sure you're watching out for that, especially tomorrow and into early Monday. Other than that, I hope everybody has a happy, safe, and healthy Saturday. Again, it will be hot and humid, so please stay hydrated, take those breaks if you need them. And I really harp on this a lot, I think, and hopefully it's not annoying yet. But make sure if you have your pets, they're staying hydrated too. We love them. We love to take them to rooftop bars. Charlotte is very dog friendly, but please remember that when it gets sometimes dangerously hot, it might be a better option to just leave them at home. I have a really hard time leaving Roger and leaving him at home, kind of feeling guilty about that. But at the end of the day, they're probably going to be more comfortable in the AC versus, on an outdoor patio. So keep that in mind. Also, it's that time of year where you want to check the ground that you're walking on. Flip your hand over, back of your palm, 7 seconds. If it's too hot for your hand, it's too hot for their feet without some kind of shoe or something like that. Other than that, I will wrap up this stream. I hopefully Joy, great option. I do the same with Roger. He doesn't even like to be outside in the heat anyway. But I hope everybody has a happy, safe, and healthy day. Go Knights, go Charlotte FC. Let's get a win for both of those teams. And I hope everybody has a great start to the weekend. Tomorrow we will be back, of course, on Wake Up Charlotte starting at 6 a.m. And tomorrow we will be doing Science Sunday, and we're actually going to have a specialized Science Sunday that will be great for all kids, including those, but especially those with autism and disabilities and things like that. So hopefully you guys will tune in for that. And I hope everybody has a great day. Happy